Well, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you very much for joining me. This is Biking Buddies, the motor vlog. We've got a beautiful day ahead of us. It's early on a Sunday morning. Look at the profile of those hills calling our name today. So, this is a ride video. As always then, folks, grab yourself a beer, grab yourself a brew, strap yourselves in, and come with me on this week's Biking Buddies motor vlog. Cue those titles.
Where do you go when you're young, when you're restless, when you're fun, cause you're desperate? Oh, here they come for a chance, for adventure. What's your poison, what's your pleasure?
Okay, so that is the titles out the way. We are here in Stokesley, just about to set off. This is a TRF led ride. There are 4 of us today, we're 4 up. So yeah, I am in the novice to beginner group. There are a couple of sections on this route, just chatting with our ride leader that I think I may find a little bit challenging on the old T7, but hey ho, let's see how we get on. It's all about honing those skills and just pushing those comfort levels a little bit beyond where we're happy, and I think today is very much going to be one of those days for me and the T7. So yes, come along and let's see how we get on. Okay, so just as we're working along towards our first lane, I guess I better tell you what we're up to, really. So yeah, as I say there in the intro, I'm in the novice group. Now novice, compared to you know, these 250, 350, 450 type scrambler type bikes that we've got that the TRF absolutely love. Once again, yours truly finds himself on the biggest, heaviest bike. Yeah, novice group can be quite challenging for me, so I'll be intrigued to see how we get on. We're working our way over towards the first little lane. It's one that I know. I've been over it in the Amarok a few times, but I've never done it in a bike, and it is a little bit of a nemesis for me because it is a water crossing, and yeah, I've not really done any of those yet. Just got this inherent little fear in the back of my mind of them, so it'll be interesting to see how we go today with that. Got to admit I'm a little bit nervous of it, but hey ho, that's what it's all about, I guess. And here we are then. So this is the first little bit, just a drop down to Ingleby Greenhow. Can be a little bit steep, but it's not a bad little camber on the way down. And here we go. This is my nemesis is water. Whoa, not a big fan of that, but we're through. And everybody patiently waiting for yours truly. And there we go. Yeah, I must admit, yeah, we're through, but yeah, I just don't like the idea of the water. It's I think what it is with me, it's more to do if the bike goes down. You know, it's just going to take a lung full of water. That's going to ruin your day, and it's going to be very expensive. Okay, so this is a little bit more familiar territory, Rudland Rig. I'll be interested to see what the grading of the track is like across the tops. It has been reported in recent weeks that there's quite a bit of 4x4 damage, and just general damage really. It's not only 4x4s obviously. I think we'd be a little bit naive to try and lay apportion all of the blame to those. It is a lot to do with the weather, just as much as the continued use of many off-road vehicles, to be fair. So here we are, here's our first gate, and it's a good opportunity for me to get ABS off. There we are. Okay, so we're away. So I've not actually come up this way yet on the T7. It'll be interesting. It's a beautiful day for it, I know that. Once again, very blessed with where we are. So these corners can be quite greasy. Particularly, we've had a bit of rain last night. It's been so dry for so long. Yeah, this is a 4x4 damage, and it's really frustrating when this happens. Oh no! take it we're going to go straight up. Yeah, it looks that way. So yeah, I was quite keen to see what these rock steps are like, and they are definitely there. Most definitely then. Here's the sun out to greet us. What an absolutely beautiful day we've got. Look at this. So yeah, there's a little bit of a technical climb there that we've just done, particularly on a heavy old bike, but very doable. Quite pleased with the T7 coming up there. The only downside with these morning rides, certainly coming this way, is we do have very much the sun in our eyes. And there we are, there's our ride leader, and we're off again. Yeah, that's always a bit chewy there. I don't know whether it's because the ground's soft, but certainly after we picked the Cleveland Way up here on the left there, it's just a little bit pothole-tastic. Should have put my sunglasses on. Man alive, the glare off that water is, yeah, I don't know how much you're picking that one up on the GoPro. Okay, so we've just gone through a section there where a Land Rover was stuck, or a Disco rather, and yeah, I must admit I did not enjoy that. I was more concerned with actually hitting the stuck vehicle than anything else, but yeah, I didn't have a chance to filter the camera, unfortunately. But yeah, that was a little bit nip and tuck for my liking. Now we're just waiting for our follow rider.
That's brilliant on the way back, isn't it?
I didn't enjoy that. I thought I was going to hit the car.
Oh, listen.
Man alive. He was well and truly stuck there, wasn't he?
Oh, I think so. Yeah, I think so.
And then across to the right looks quite favourable to me. Yeah. So yeah, that is quite washed out and rutted, quite slippy and sloppy, as you can see. So this is Blowworth Crossing, famous intersection where the railway crossed over back in the day, and there's all the stone for the regrading. So let's just take stock and have a little bit of a look around. That is quite messy down there. I was more concerned there with slipping and hitting the car, because that hole to the left looked quite deep. I didn't want to get in that.
I slid slightly into it.
Did you?
It seemed like it wanted to swallow the bike.
Yeah, it looked that way.
Yeah. Oh.
So yeah, I tiptoed past that bit. Okay, so that's Blowworth done, the obligatory photo shoot, and we're off just to tackle this next section. This is the wetter bit. I think I'm going to opt for this up there on the left where our lead rider's gone, I think. Yeah, look at that. It is a shame that you just have to come a little bit wider, but alas, the four-wheel drives have done their damage, unfortunately. But yeah, we're just saying there's about 300 tonne of stone to go in to get regraded, and it's stone rather than gravel. So you'd like to think, morning! You'd like to think, morning! So yeah, you'd like to think that the stone is actually going to stay there and be permanent, but 300 tonne, it's not that much. It'll soon be absorbed, I do know that. So this is the start of the Bransdale track, and it is one that I've not done on a bike. So we're reliably informed that it's a good hard surface. I just remember it being incredibly rutted the last time, but we'll see how we get on. It's a descent nonetheless, so we do traverse for a long time, and then all the altitude is lost in a very short space of time. So yes, you guessed it, it can be quite a steep drop. And I do believe this is the start of the descent, so yeah, just making sure we're all together. And I'm just going to take this nice and steady down here. It is a beautiful hill nonetheless. So this is, as I remember, pretty good so far. And then when we pick the dry stone wall up, I do remember it being a little bit muddy and a little bit more rutty. And here's the dry stone wall section where I do believe we start to pick the ruts up. I think the reason being is the track is typically pinned in as well, so the four-wheel drivers that would come down here are very limited in their options. Just wait for a little bit of gate etiquette. So this is an in the rut, out the rut. I'm actually in the rut. It looks a little bit more grippy in the rut, to be fair. And with it not being a steep sided rut, famous last words, I can come out of it as and when I need to, just like so. So we're almost at the bottom now. That little farmstead down there, that is the road that we pick up. And yeah, he was right, it's not quite as I remember it. Albeit that said, yeah, if you don't pick your line right and you end up in that one to the left, that just makes it a little bit more rut-tastic. Oh my life, look at this. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. I'm sure I'd like to try and going up there, but yeah, that wasn't too bad. Oh, and that sees us all down quite nicely. Just get in the gate, and yeah. So yeah, we're having a fantastic day so far. It's absolutely brilliant. We bumped into a few of the TRF other groups that have been out and about as well, as we often do on these rides. And we're just linking a road section now from Bransdale towards the bottom of Rudland Rig. And I just wanted to flick the camera on, principally just to share this with you. It's an absolutely beautiful day that you can see. Yeah, it's typically quite warm, 8 degrees at the moment, but bodily, yes, I am roasting once again. And yeah, just it's interesting. The off-road sections are fantastic, as we all know. That's what we really enjoy doing. But also, and I must admit this is a personal thing for me, I also enjoy the road sections, because typically where the off-road sections are in the remoter parts of the valleys and the dales. So you end up so you end up riding in beautiful scenery such as this, which is Bransdale, and that I find is absolutely incredible. Because ordinarily you wouldn't actually find yourself in these places. They don't actually go anywhere. So if you're not linking the trails together, then typically you've got no real reason to come to Bransdale. So we're climbing up to the top now. We open out and we pick the south side of Rudland Rig up. And this is us at the start of the rig. The bottom of the rig, the south side of the rig. And what's nice this time is we've got the sun behind us, which is very welcoming indeed. Just being a little bit careful not to hit some of these sandstone steps too hard. I am mindful that I am the only one not on a crosser bike, and there's quite a bit of weight impacting on that front wheel. But it's all good fun, and the T7 is certainly delivering way over and above my ability levels, that's for sure. So understandably the crossers are leaving me for dead. Wow, that's a beast and a half, look at that. How many wheels can you get on your tractor? Not very many, he's taken a few off. Wonder if it's got bogged down. So we're not coming far away from the crossroads section now, and that's where we'll turn a right and head ourselves down to church houses. Again, not done that on a bike, so it's a good one for me to do today, with a little bit of company, just in case things go a little bit south. And there we are. Here's our tail end rider coming up. So this sees us starting the descent down to Farndale and Church Houses. As with the Bransdale descent, it should be typically fairly smooth and flat on this upper section. As you can see, it certainly looks that way, a little bit rutted, a little bit soft in places. But all fairly wide and open. And then, yeah, as I was saying, like the Bransdale one, it does lose all of its altitude fairly quickly, and you have quite a steep descent down into Church Houses. I know one thing though, Dave's picked a brilliant route for us today for the level of experience, certainly speaking from a selfish perspective. There are a few bits that are challenging me, which is good. You do need to be able to push yourself out of that comfort zone every now and again, but not too much that you actually come unstuck and end up going south everywhere. Wow, this is quite churned up. What a beautiful dale Farndale is. And of course it's famous for its daffodils. It won't be too many weeks now before all the daffs are out. And unfortunately with it come all of the visitors. So I believe we're just coming up towards one of the rocky spots, or certainly where the chaps are in front of me there. Just as we drop down, yeah, here we are. Yeah, this is that rockier section here. That wasn't actually too bad, all things considered. I think sometimes, probably famous last words, maybe not say it just yet, but sometimes the thought of things is actually worse than doing them. But hey ho, we're not at the bottom yet. And this is where we start to pick up those rock slabs or concrete slabs and steps and things. So yeah, it's got to be a little bit wary of what's going on and what's in front of us. There we are, there's the first section here. So it's not too bad so far. Just nice and easy, let that engine brake and do all of the work for us. And here's another section here. Just trying to see, do I go left or do I go right? Let's go right. Actually this has been filled in an awful lot, but yeah, that is considerably better than I recall. That wasn't as the step-offs weren't. I think they've done a lot of regrading since the last time I was there. In your memory, the last time I did it was really rough and really steppy, so I've never done it on my own again, so it's kind of, you're laying a lot of things to rest today, which is good.
Well, it's like we always say, you're better off going out like initially to try somewhere.
Yeah.
Or going out on a bike, pedal bike, or with mates, and just go with mates.
Yeah. And if there's a few of you, you're not getting unstuck if it goes south a bit. Get the gate. Let's get the visor down. Okay, so a little bit of road section here just to link us up to the next trail, and I do believe it's either the next one or the second one. I believe we've got a bit of a water crossing to do, and bumping into the other TRF group up on Rudland Rig there. They'd said they'd already done it, and whilst the crossing itself is relatively straightforward, as in not big rocks in the bottom of the river, it is quite deep. But thankfully there is a road bridge, or certainly a footbridge wide enough to get a bike over that you can go through. So I'm going to go have a look at it. Dave said he's going to ride through anyway, so it'll be interesting to see first hand really watch your bike go through. We'll try and get a little bit of video footage of that as well, but yeah, it's going to be an interesting one to look at. Again, it's a trail that I've looked at myself in the past, but because of that nemesis of the water crossing, I wasn't aware there was a bridge there incidentally. I've never done it, and I've probably missed out on a good little link trail purely because of that fear of the water crossings and dropping the bike, and the bike obviously taking a huge lungful of water. I meant water. Okay, so this is all new now. We're just picking up a very little back road, and this lane I believe takes us down to the ford, to the water splash, past the big house, and yeah, up towards Huttonley Hall. So yeah, certainly one I'm very interested to see. I almost came out on this ride the other day, or this route rather, the other day, but I decided against it given that I was on my own. But the good thing with the TRF, when you're riding with superb company, is you've got that wealth of knowledge that you can draw upon, knowing that these guys are not going to lead you down a route that's going to be way over the top of where you need to be. Thank you. And that's been a very good thing for me today, is I've explored certain areas that some that I knew about, others that I hadn't, and you, as I said all the way through there, it's interesting being able to do them with a group of people, so that if things do go a little bit south, you're not completely on your own, and you're not also going down a trail that you could find yourself getting into some fairly tricky situations, and that's obviously what we don't want to be doing. So here we are. Hotel Inn rider with us, yes he is. Okay, so this is quite rutted, quite dark. Maybe wearing sunglasses was not the wisest of moves. It was certainly good across the tops. Oh, it's not too bad now, my eyes have adjusted. Famous last words he said. I do like these sections when we're through the trees. I'd like to improve my trail knowledge on woodland sections, or certainly rideable woodland sections on a bigger bike. Why am I in a rut? Why did I get myself in that rut? This is very pretty indeed. Did we go? Hang on, where did we go? Hang on, where did we go? I guess we did go this way. Yep, I thought there was a chance I might have gone left there. Waxing lyrical to myself or to you guys. Yeah, this is where they've been. You can see the tyre marks now. I couldn't actually sight the tyre marks. So yeah, very quickly got myself in a little bit of a disorientated state there. Very easily done. Oh, let's have a little bit of an off the bike and just have a look at where we are. I'm talking to the camera, yeah. I'd lost sight of them then. I couldn't see the wheel marks on the ground, and I thought, you know when you get that mental block, and I thought, did they go left? And then, of course, you know where you are, which kind of helps massively.
Well, I don't know where I am. I'm just guessing.
Just a blind leading the blind then. Yeah, I wasn't too sure.
I just think I go on the easy route. Follow him.
Yeah. Oh, it looks like we're away.
That's the way.
I think so. So I think that was just a little bit of PR going on there. Good bit of public relations there between Dave and whoever that nice lady was. This is actually a really pleasant lane. It's kind of got a lot of everything in that I enjoy, and not too much of the stuff that I don't at the moment, apart from the water splash that is looming, I'm sure. Wow, look at this for a picturesque little lane. We can't be far away now from the water splash, I don't think. Just my memory from looking at the Green Road map and Google Maps. Road surface is incredibly slippy here, as we've just seen there. Yep, dead end, that's always an evocative sign. Past the big house, so here we come to, there's the walled garden. And I believe this is a new build, but man alive, yeah it is, it's absolutely a new build, but man alive, the money that must have been invested in this place. Look at that for a big house. Wowzers. That is impressive indeed. So it's down here, I believe, that the water splashes. I love these Hansel and Gretel kind of woods. Loving that burble off the Black Widow exhaust, and that is the sound that I never get tired of. So here we are, yeah, this is the water crossing. There's our bridge. And let's go have a quick look and see how the land lies. I am most definitely, I think, going to take the bridge. Yeah, I don't fancy that water crossing, if I'm honest. So hopefully the guys will sit there long enough to let me film it. This is a beautiful spot. Actually, this bridge is much bigger than what I was expecting. Yeah, I think I will be over in that river for sure. So let me have a quick look and we'll get some good film footage of the guys, hopefully. Let's get ourselves up on the embankment. What a beautiful spot, eh? Absolutely beautiful. Do you know what? I'm going to get a better view down there, I think. Okay, so the bottom actually looks okay. I think they're most likely going to exit up on this left hand side looking at it, but we can always get ourselves moved. Hopefully we won't have bikes in the river, but I'll be quite intrigued to see how deep this is. Go Dave, go. Yeah, that is deep. You wouldn't ordinarily think to do that line. Yep, I would not have been able to do that in the T7, that is for sure. So we've got our 250L, it looks like he's picked the right line, similar to Dave. Yeah, I think he's through no bother, look at that. Like a pro, bossed that one. I think for me, discretion was definitely the better part of valour there. I'm glad I sat that one out. It possibly would have been okay, but you wouldn't think it looking at that entry point, would you? You just diagonal across.
What happens is the water jumps off the weir there and
yeah.
goes to deep hole.
Right.
Over towards the end of it coming out.
Yeah.
You notice it went a little bit deeper.
Yeah, in this pool here.
It starts right shallower.
You can kind of see the smoother water in that radius. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm very glad that we did that track there, and knowing that the bridge is an option. May well be a chicken run, but I'm quite happy with chicken runs today. Beautiful climb out to the bottom. So we're coming up towards Huttonley Hole. It's nice with these little drainage dips that just give you that little bit of a front end lift. Okay, so this is the beautiful little village of Huttonley Hole, possibly one of the more picturesque in the North Yorkshire Moors National Park. Very, very popular, very, very visited, and there's good reason why. You can see we've got all of this greenery around us. You've got the village pub up here, and people tend to sit outside the front there in the summer months. Obviously less busy today, as you'd well expect. Stay there, Mr. Car. Oh, so you're not pulling out, you're just not tucked in enough. Dear me, that was a little bit bad parking. But that said, yes, hello Huttonley Hole and farewell Huttonley Hole. It is just a very brief pass through. It's nice to see the signs of spring. Incidentally, we've got snowdrops and primroses popping up left, right and centre, and that is a very good sign indeed. Well, this next section could be quite interesting. This is one there is a portage on it, which means there is a section that I can bypass if I don't like the look at it. Just listening to Dave there, he tells me, I believe it's called Thunderhead. Not sure if that's a little bit foreboding as a title for a lane, but yeah, apparently it's quite steep and quite slippy. But the steep and slippy bit is pretty much right at the very start of the track, only a handful of 100 yards. But what he did say, which was good, is you can stand at the top and have a look at that, and then obviously I can make an assessment if I want to give it a shot or not. If I do decide to leave it, then I basically stay on the road that I'm on now, and we just rendezvous a little bit further up. So yeah, I'm quite keen to have a look at it. I am quite keen to give it a go, but obviously I don't want to compromise the group, but I also don't want to compromise myself too much either. So yeah, Thunderhead, let's have a look. Okay, so did I do Thunderhill? There is your answer. No, I didn't. I opted out. I came around roadside, so I'm just waiting for Dave and our number 2 rider. I think it's Alan, I believe. They should be coming up this trail here up to the farm. Yeah, that was just a little bit too sloppy and steep and rutty for me. I think, yeah, the old T7 would have come to some damage, and that lane, yeah, in that condition was way above my skill set today, so I opted to take the portage and ride around. So here they come. I can see the lights through the trees. I'm going to do the dutiful thing and get the gate for these chaps. So there's our number 1, and Dave shouldn't be too far behind. Fantastic. What a fantastic day that we're having. Couldn't ask for better. Well, let's get out. There we go. Wow, that is some dirt on the road there, right on the bend as well. Lucky we weren't going overly quick when we came around there. And that's the one thing you've got to be very mindful of with these little rural lanes, is we are riding on knobby off-road tyres as well, so again, a consideration. So that pretty much sees us done for the lead ride this morning. We're going to head over to the North Yorkshire Cycle Hub now, grab a little bit of lunch. It's an absolutely beautiful day, hardly a cloud in the sky, and I have that drone itch that we may well just need to scratch when we get ourselves over there and we have a brew in hand. So we've got these beautiful lanes climbing out of Farndale now, as you can see around us. Hopefully dash cam is working. It's on a new mount today, so it's all virgin territory. Didn't manage to get a test shot done before this ride, but yeah, it's been an absolutely fantastic day today, as always with the TRF. And I guess if you're watching this video and you're not a member of the TRF, but you have got that little bit of an off-road itch, then I would highly recommend joining the TRF. For the money that you pay, the admin fee to join, it's absolutely nothing. It's a no-brainer. Works out as £1 a week, and you have access to the green road map. You have lead rides, as I've been on today yet again. And it's not just the fact that it's a lead ride, it's the fact that you have that depth of knowledge to be able to call on, thank you, that depth of knowledge to call on and expand your own trail riding experience as well. Okay, so this is the final approach now down into Fryupdale, and look at that for a view. I can see the North Sea pretty much from beyond Whitby all the way around to pretty much Sunderland. And that is a vast expanse of sea. The views that you get on a clear day from the top of the national park are absolutely incredible, and very definitely worth coming just for the view, to be fair. So yeah, we have a very steep drop down into Fryupdale. It is a metalled road, and the North Yorkshire Cycle Hub, where lunch will be awaiting for us. You never appreciate the severity of ascents or descents via GoPro, of course you don't, but certainly when you look down to my immediate right, you certainly get a sense of elevation, that is for sure. The houses look like little train set model houses, the roads and the dry stone walls all look very Postman Pat-esque. And the cafe's just down there to our right. Can't really look at it for too long, obviously. Yeah, that was an absolutely fantastic day. Again, you know, that just shows the wealth of background knowledge there with the TRF. Dave just very kindly pulling us over and just describing that trail that's off and ahead. And incidentally, it is one that I have looked at a number of times, but very definitely aware of the severity of it. So that is one to be left for the time being. So I've never been to the Cycle Hub before, and here we are just hoving into view, but I know that my little lad has with Adventure Scouts. They spent an overnight here on some op escape, I think it was. So yeah, I do believe they provide accommodation as well to members of the general public. And here we are. What an absolutely idyllic, beautiful spot, sitting right in between Fryupdale and Great Fryupdale. This is perfect. Look at this. Okay then folks, so you are looking at the leveller section of Mill Lane. I can't quite believe that I've just ridden a bike up there. So here we are at the end of Mill Lane. It's been an absolutely amazing day, guys. We've got a little bit of trail riding to do before we're done and dusted and home. So I would just like to close this video down. Thank you all very much for your company. Thank you to Dave, our ride leader, and all of the other participants for making it an absolutely fantastic day. So as always from me, deep here in the middle of the woods on this agricultural, very sloppy, sleepy farmland. Whatever you're doing folks, wherever you are, keep it safe, keep your shiny side up, and we will catch you for the next one. Cheers folks, bye now, bye.